Yulia. Cool. Leonard Levy. And Stas. Cool. And the team captain Mariana. You can take your seats.
No, sorry. If you haven't get the keywords that you hear are important for during the meeting.
If you need more chairs, they're outside. Thank you.
They're in the kitchen.
Or do you have to put like Alright, Kishinev.
Kishinev.
Okay.
No, you're not supposed to read.
Okay, first we'll listen.
Franklin Roosevelt used to say, this morning I murdered my grandmother. Now you have to answer when and why he used to say these words. Is this clear?
Repeat the question. Repeat the question.
Yeah, we have a preliminary answer. He used to say that so that he gets the attention of people back, because people in the Senate, when he was giving speech, were discussing something and he wanted to get the attention back, and then the crowd would stop and when they hear the sentence and listen to him.
1-0.
I'm gonna guess that
Berlin. We'll give an answer to that question. The only problem is that we don't know how it's
Translation.
called in English.
Okay,
Is it a fan?
it's correct. What do you want? Yeah, it's a fan. It's called a fan.
Okay.
You're right. Fisherman. It's dated 1902. This is a work of the Hungarian painter Tivadar Kostka-Csatvári. Many art critics argued Tivadar Kostka-Csatvári.
Italian.
No, he's Hungarian.
Oh, okay.
Many art critics argued that the purpose of this painting was to hint that in every person both God and devil live. Now tell me, how did the critics demonstrate that this is the case? Is the question clear?
The idea is that if we use the mirror and put it like that, the reflection with the first part of the face will give us the face of the God, like two-sided here.
Well, this was not fun.
And it's like that, it would be a devil, as you see.
Here you go.
So this part is. Yeah.
You can use a mirror to check it out. But
Wow.
it was supposed to be fun, but we'll spoil it.
Wow.
He knew the answer.
Depends on studies. Honor depends on deeds. Wealth depends on effort. What do rewards depend on, according to this Chinese saying?
Well, we believe that rewards depends on all of the above.
All these both. Well, here's finally, according to this saying, rewards depend on luck.
Wow.
I had the
Good
same.
one.
Yeah, but still we couldn't like figure
I was
out
thinking
it's
about
true,
it, but
you know?
Life is not fair.
Yeah, exactly.
fortune. Okay.
Or like life is more chaos. Not fair or unfair, just whatever, you know? Like.
Wait, is there such a saying?
What's the saying?
Like this?
No.
No, no such Chinese saying.
What? It's not against them.
Parable. Parable, priča.
Parable.
Once the great Caliph Omar was visited by his old friend Abdul Rahman. While the Caliph was dealing with state affairs at the time. In what would be now a modern analog of an office. They greet each other. Abdul Rahman had a seat and was about to start talking. But he got interrupted by the Caliph. The Caliph did the following thing. Abdul Rahman was really surprised. He couldn't resist to ask Why did the Caliph switch the candles? Now, if everything is clear, you've got a minute to tell me. What did the Caliph answer?
Did he switch the candle or just?
So I have an idea. Maybe he wanted to threaten.
Is it
me.
the same candle?
It could be easily interchangeable.
I think that was a friend.
It was a threat. It was a threat.
No, I mean that was a friend of him. It wasn't him. It was told at the beginning. It was friend.
Yes,
That's not-
it was.
So I don't think.
Okay, but it wasn't his office.
So he didn't come for the state affair matters, or we don't know.
I don't think
what
so.
he-
Yeah, yeah. See, he works, but the friend comes and disrupts him from the work, and maybe he somehow. We have a guess.
Okay.
We think that the great Khalif Omar was very wise person, and he knew that he had a very high position of state affairs, and he tried to separate time wasted on the or spent on the spent on his actually job, and time spent on his friends, and that's the way he measured that, and so there can be like several explanations for that. Firstly, he can see how much time he spent on governmental issues and how much time he wasted on friends. And another explanation is that the friend sees that the candle is burning, so he will not like take too long, and he sees that he's like steals the time of the government
So which one?
officer. So I mean, it should have a double effect. But the prior is the first one.
You remembered really well that he's a state person. He's dealing with state affairs. But you concentrated only on time, and not on the candles themselves. The first candle is state property, and burning it while doing private affairs is not good. So
So they did have capitalism back then.
so he lighted up the private candle, which is his own, for personal business. So this is what he answered. Before he came, I was dealing with state affairs, and thus was burning a state-provided candle. Not because I'm dealing with personal matters.
I mean, it should be, if you read it backwards, it might be sound like something familiar. So,
Yeah, should.
okay,
Then it should be like
666. It should be pronounced like sis. So it's some maybe ending of the word.
Okay.
Kiss maybe.
Those with him, me.
Kiss.
Yeah. Okay, any version like somebody like what about
The name of the
Satanic?
song.
In overall, this is there
mean, it's
should be
very
pretty
popular.
dark anyway.
Osborne.
No,
It shouldn't be. What was
Last
the
week,
of the
because we defended Russia in the European, we said no more sanctions for
Anyway, now we
Russia.
have a minute.
So we froze it, and now
What
Putin
about the doors?
offers maybe
Right name,
he
right?
wants to help
Because
Greece
we
and
have
buy the debt. Yeah,
and
we're
there's a lot of
coming really
satanic
close
cult
now.
around this group
So I
on
have to
his
refresh
grave,
my
you know,
Russian.
in Paris.
That works.
Okay, which one you think?
Well, I don't know. I would say the first one. I would say the Eagles Hold of California.
Guys,
Yeah.
you heard the question. You heard the question. You have the options. Marianne, who's giving the answer?
At least it's a dark situation.
Who's giving the answer?
But
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just give the answer.
Okay, I will give the answer.
Okay, here we go.
I think it's Hotel California.
I think it's called California.
it's a favorite
Oh,
of
he's so
Kevin.
happy.
Because there's two paths you can go
Now
back.
that's the right answer.
He's on the song probably.
Play the song.
Yeah, play the song.
Play the song. Not like that.
It's reverse one.
Yeah, it's,
Okay, the second. The second.
It's Stairway to
Start with heaven. Okay.
What?
But they're very similar. They're very similar.
Okay, now they're right.
Because it says you can never come back if you go in. I mean, it has this.
Yeah.
there are two paths that you can go back. There's always time to choose the path to go.
But people try to find satanic
Would you
stuff
give the explanation
I know
or
it, but I didn't really hear.
like a more specific
Well, there is
to reach the answer?
Well, first of all, you had to know that there's lots of speculations about involvement of Led Zeppelin with devil and satanic
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Also,
And
Pink
that
Floyd and
this
the Beatles,
song is placed in reverse, and people find these lines. But the second hint is that there's just these lines in the song. I can read them to you.
Yeah.
No, it's like
Almost correct.
There are always two ways.
Yeah, of course, but
Guys, we got really distracted by the word.
I think
For
there
me,
is.
this one would be
People
the
say that there is
obvious
actually when you play Pink
No, we
Floyd's
did, but
Another
we
Brick in the
always
Wall
thought, like, oh, they know the
backwards,
answer,
then
we were
there's
like-
a German sentence hidden inside.
But
It's
the
also
last one
satanic.
was the only actually
No, not after
how to
they
say
give the answer, but
question of
before,
real
yeah,
knowledge.
I mean it
The rest of them were like
Yeah.
higgledy pickledy.
Yeah.
Very good, but difficult to find, you know. I mean, like
Yeah, but that's the nice thing, right? It's not really about knowledge.
No, we asked
yeah, but then
anyway
you,
after.
my point is there is not. Okay, yeah.
5-5. Mariana?
So it's like you're there.
Okay.
So it's actually there.
Please quiet. The team's getting.
I will give an answer because this is our cumulative decision. So, could you repeat the final question? What should we name?
Yeah, go ahead.
For 1 minute. So I will ask you one by one. You will have 20 seconds for each of these questions. They are normally easier than the
Well, hopefully.
questions for 1 minute, and sometimes connected with the same topic. You know, so it helps. And in my case here, I prepared the question, which is actually like one question with 3 parts. So it will be.
So the answer is 1 for the 3 questions.
No, it has to be. Yes, very good. And
Good.
preliminary answer.
Nikita is gonna answer.
So the only thing that bothers me is it's 17th century. If it was 18th, I would be really sure. So it's about the smoking pipes or like cigarettes or stuff that you put in the mouth.
Explain?
Because it has to do something with the put in the mouth. Ashes can burn this thing. Yeah, and the shield was eventually for collecting the ashes
For collecting.
later.
Okay. So we open the black box. Well, the logic is quite the same. Yeah, when you eat, you need something longer because you have like a big blouse here, and when you eat, yeah, you need a longer handle. And the shields were added on the sides so that people had really long beards, and they wanted somehow to avoid. So they wanted to put the beard away from their lips when they eat, so they don't have food in their beard. That's all about
Something.
comfortability of eating. Basically.
No, no.